And here is the big dog on Monday Night Raw.
Guys, I was still competing in NXT when the Shield was running roughshod. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and this man, Roman Reigns. And we knew the future was bright, but no one quite expected Reigns to have the impact on the WWE Universe that he has since the NXT days.
One of the most confident men in WWE today.
You feel the aura of the arena change the minute the opening notes of his song hit. Roman Reigns changes the feeling in the building.
It's all about his yard, plain and simple. One of the most dominating superstars of recent era.
You can go ahead and say it, Cole, of all time.
We're just moments away from this huge tag team match, guys.
And I don't think I've ever seen these four superstars more motivated than they appear to be heading into this one, Michael.
It's always an eerie scene when Bray Wyatt enters an arena and the fireflies come out. Intimidating, frightening. What's it like being in the ring with this man?
Psychologically baffling. Every time you think you figured out what Bray Wyatt's gonna do, he does the polar opposite.
That's just the way Bray Wyatt likes it.
Look at how many fireflies there are.
It's amazing.
These people actually believe in this guy.
Absolutely amazing.
All I know is that he believes he's been reincarnated. That he's been freed of Sister Abigail.
Well, I'm not going to argue with him.
Bray Wyatt's true essence is no longer suppressed.
Feels like he's more terrifying and more dangerous now than he's ever been.
Bray's thinking clearly.
Well, Bray's opponent tonight is going to find that out firsthand.
Bask in the warmth of woken wisdom.
the bruising behemoth.
Take a look at the size of Lars Sullivan. Everything about the mountain man from Denver is huge, terrifying. Look at his skull, look at his fists. They don't make people like this.
One of the most intimidating individuals I've ever come across. Take no prisoners. Seek and destroy.
Looks like he's ready.
What's happening? Oh my. That is a scary sight.
The sinister silhouette of the human wrecking ball.
Lars Sullivan set to dominate. There is a long, battered history between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns. Some people, like my broadcast colleagues, know that history dates back to when both superstars were in NXT. That's where the Wyatt family and the Shield first wreaked havoc.
That's right, Michael. The Wyatt family and the Shield were forces in NXT. In WWE, their clash at 2014's Elimination Chamber was epic. Here's a weird flashback. The rivals were even reluctant partners once in a tag match on Raw.
Byron, I'm a little offended that you answered that question first, seeing as how I personally competed against both the Shield and the Wyatt family. So shut up, Saxton.
When I think of tag teams that can make a major impact on today's WWE, I absolutely think of these two teams.
To your point, Cole, I know firsthand how far back the enmity between Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns goes. I was the best part of a tag team that beat Wyatt's brothers, Rowan and Harper, for the NXT Tag Team Championship. And I also clashed with the Shield. Both Wyatt and Roman were dominant forces destined to cross paths.
Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns have collided in so many forms of WWE combat. They even had a standoff on Miz TV. But when you look at the battle they had inside Hell in a Cell, you know their war will truly never be over.
What a stomp!
Good grief!
Boom, what impact!
Was tossed. You should get airline miles for that.
There have been times in sports entertainment when unlikely duos have formed and over time they develop and bond and become an outstanding tag team combination. The team that immediately comes to mind is the powerhouse duo of Cesaro and Sheamus. After their thrilling best-of-7 series, I wouldn't think they'd develop into a top tag team.
Oh, bell clap. I don't think anyone thought Cesaro and Sheamus would develop into a premier tag team. Over time, the superstars realized that they were better as allies than as enemies. And when they combined their incredible strength, the results were something that couldn't be ignored.
It was really unbelievable to witness the evolution of Cesaro and Sheamus as a team. We saw them improve every week and conquer a variety of opponents. To see the Swiss Cyborg and Celtic Warrior go from unwilling partners to WWE Raw Tag Team Champions was truly impressive. When a superstar is in a tag team match and has endured heavy amounts of punishment, they must find a way back to their corner to tag their partner. Something that they have to try is doing create separation between them and their opponent. That space gives a superstar the ability to move and catch their breath.
Corey, you touched on this before. Part of a tag team's ability to be successful is their ability to endure punishment and make their way to their partner when they need to tag out. One way to do that is to create that separation you spoke of so they have some space to gather themselves and time to make their way back to the corner.
You're absolutely right, Michael. What's the use of having a tag team partner if you're not able to get to them when you got to tag out of the match? Getting that separation is key in breaking any momentum your opponents could have, maybe the difference between a win and a loss, maybe even more.
What a stomp!
Good grief!
Oh, man.
Right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
He looks a bit off his game here. Don't be surprised if he shrugs it off and comes back more motivated than ever.
It's no secret that quick tags lead to success in the tag team division. And I'd say the quicker he can make that tag here, the better their chances of winning will be.
I think a lot of people right now are scratching their heads wondering how he let this match get so out of hand.
Headbutt.
Irish whip.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Clothesline.
Oof.
All the weight crashing down.
Ooh, what impact. He's struggling a bit here. His hopes of winning this tag team match are starting to dwindle.
He needs a breather in a bad way right now. If he could just make it to his corner and make the tag.
For many years, members of the WWE Universe and the WWE locker room have felt that tag team matches should have two referees. One referee is in the ring overseeing the action, and the other is located out on the floor, making sure teams follow the rules and do not engage in potentially damaging behavior. I think it's a good idea, something perhaps Mr. McMahon might want to consider.
Byron, earlier you raised a point that people have been talking about for years, and that's a second referee being appointed to tag team matches. I remember WWE Hall of Famer and former WWE President Gorilla Monsoon used to express his strong advocacy for two referees being appointed to tag team matches.
It's something that's been talked about for decades, Michael, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. We've seen it on occasion, but I think it's best to let the superstars be responsible for themselves. And the appointed official for the match needs to do the job they're paid to do. I don't think it's that much to ask. In May of 2017, SmackDown Live saw an incredible women's tag team match when Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch squared off against welcoming committee members Natalya and Carmella. The rivalry between these women got so intense that Naomi was in Flair and Lynch's corner, and Tamina was in Natalya and Carmella's corner.
Oh, man.
Right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
I think only a group as treacherous as the welcoming committee could bring Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair back together. Natalya's power set the tone for the match and gave her team an advantage. That was until Carmella's overconfidence let the Irish lass kicker turn the tide and get back into the match. And then it was elementary from there for the Irish-born superstar.
Naomi did an excellent job of making sure any quote-unquote committee nonsense cost her girls the match. Once Becky Lynch got Carmella locked in the disarmor, there was nothing for the Staten Island Princess to do but to tap out. And it didn't take long for that to happen. Powerbomb!
Nailed it.
Tag team history was made when the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions were crowned at Backlash 2016. The unlikely duo of Rhino and Heath Slater caught lightning in a bottle and ran through the tag team title tournament. In the final,
Waist slip.
Yeah, rough.
Big slam.
Got every out.
Lars Sullivan is going for it early. There was a lot on the line in the tag team tournament finals. The Usos wanted to add another tag team title reign to their resume and enjoyed the recognition of being the first ever SmackDown tag team champions. The team of Rhino and Heath Slater was the team no one expected to be in the finals. Slater had extra motivation because he was fighting for a WWE contract.
And at one point, it seemed like the Usos had everything well in hand, but Rhino and Heath Slater refused to lose. After a gore from Rhino practically cut Jimmy Uso in half, Rhino and Heath Slater went from an unlikely tag team to the first ever SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Never say never in WWE is absolutely right. During the rivalry between the Hardy Boys and Cesaro and Sheamus over the Raw Tag Team Championship, the teams became very familiar with one another. In June of 2017, the teams met in a 2 out of 3 falls bout on Monday Night Raw. The most important fall in a 2 out of 3 falls contest is the first fall. If a team can win the first fall, that sets the tone for the rest of the match, and your opponents are playing catch-up.
The 2 out of 3 falls match that saw the Hardy Boys go at it with Cesaro and Sheamus was a throwback of sorts. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, championship title defenses and grudge matches were often decided in the 2 out of 3 falls format. Cesaro and Sheamus didn't waste any time and scored the decisive first fall after a brogue kick. And he tags his partner in.
momentum has certainly shifted here, Michael.
I don't think there are two teams I'd rather see square off against each other right now. This is amazing.
He gets him with a reversal.
Most of the truly great tag teams in sports entertainment created a double-team finishing maneuver. The spike pile driver from Anderson and Blanchard, the heart attack from the Hart Foundation, the rocker dropper from the Rockers, or the Doomsday device from the Road Warriors. A team needs to have a tag team finisher and be able to execute that finisher on all types of opponents.
Keep your eye on this one.
Corey, a few moments ago, you mentioned some...
We've seen this before.
Big head pod.
That has got to be it. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Harsh impact.
Round the waist.
They can't walk after that attack to the back. Lars Sullivan with the early cover. Oh, how resilient was that?
Yeah, it's going to take more than that.
A lot of pride on the line here in this tag team encounter, but only 2 of these competitors will end up getting what they came for, the win. The tag team scene here in WWE is undergoing a bit of a renaissance, and it's because of action like this. Another great tag team match here tonight. I don't think the tag team scene has ever been hotter here in WWE. In comes Bray Wyatt.
Beautiful technique.
Oh, what an upper.
When you talk about great tag teams, we can go all the way back to teams like the Tolos brothers, Stevens and Patterson, Stevens and Bockwinkel, the Texas Outlaws, the Briscoes, the Blackjacks, the Andersons, and the list goes on and on. When you're part of a tag team, the two partners have to travel together, train together, eat together, and be completely in sync with one another.
Ooh! Only one place to go when you're stuck in the fireman's carry.
Yeah, down. And I can tell you it's not a pleasant trip.
Tag team
This might be it. Oh, my. But he's got to capitalize now.
We've seen some great tag team action over the years here in WWE, and I can attest that this is no different.
Body on body.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Right to the arm.
Hyperextend your elbow.
Oh, nasty impact.
I really can't believe what's gone down so far. This match has been even more physical than I thought it would be.
Instinct. That's the only thing keeping these teams standing at this point.
Belly-to-belly suplex.
Look out, he's almost there. Oh, and he makes the tag.
That was a game changer right there, Michael.
Taken off his feet here.
And it's moves like that that make him so dangerous.
Short arm clothesline.
Things have gotten much worse for Roman Reigns. He could be out of this match.
I mean, it looks to me like he's almost completely out.
I'm not sure he has much left.
Boom! Perhaps a powerbomb here, Corey.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Perhaps trying to figure out the next move here.
Whatever the case, Michael, this is an impressive show of strength. Slammed with authority.
He wants no part of the outside. Almost there. There it is. The tag has been made.
Oh, he needed that in the worst way, Michael.
Oof. He's going for the pin. They got it. Now let's take a look back at these guys in action.
Yeah, he's putting in the work. Man, this was great. He ain't playing here. No doubt about it, he brought his A game, as you can see here.
Big win despite absorbing a huge amount of punishment there.
With wins like that, there's no way these two should even think about splitting up. Just my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. What an amazing contest that was.